Hi, everybody, and welcome to the start of week 2 of Communication and Popular Culture. That's COM 322. I wanted to post this video to give you an update of the tasks that you have to complete this week, what the next kind of 10 days of your life looks like, and also to recap some of the information that we covered last week to make sure that everybody's on the same page and you're getting set up for a successful test 1, which occurs this weekend. All right, first of all, this week you probably already know, but I just feel better saying it out loud. You have 2 units to get through this week. First is punking culture, and second is war and popular culture. Punking culture includes some reading and some listening, and you also have to take quiz 3 over that material by 6/27, which is Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Quiz 4 is associated with war and popular culture, which also includes 2 academic articles and a short clip called Militainment. Quiz 4 needs to be taken by the 29th by 5 o'clock. Also, you're going to want to get working on the study guide and you're going to want to study for the exam. Don't forget to check out those full credit quiz answers and also the feedback that I've given you on the quizzes. And I'll try to have quizzes 3 and 4 graded as soon as possible. You need to take the exam by 7/3. I'm sorry, that's a typo, not 6/3, 7/3 at 5 o'clock, and you should allow 75 minutes. Remember, for that exam, you can use your notes and your reading. Remember, too, that I posted those helpful hints about doing academic reading, about how to mark up your academic reading, what types of things you should be putting in the margins, how you can mark up your articles in a way that the information is easy to find. Because I don't want you to confuse your exam with a take-home exam. Take-home exam means you have kind of unlimited amounts of time to take it. This is simply an open note exam, which means I expect that you know the answers to most of the material, and you're just kind of spot checking. I will be posting an exam review video in a couple days, and also I wanted to remind you that there will be no backtracking on the exam. On the quizzes, I allow you to go back and forth between questions, but on the exam, you absolutely have to answer the questions as they come to you in that order. And then kind of on your horizon, you're going to want to be taking the 4th of July off and then hit the ground running again on the 5th for our gender and sexuality unit. And you could probably start thinking about the problem solver project, which is due on July 14th. So make sure you're taking a look at the assignment guide, the rubric, and I've also posted kind of a fun video for you just to think about the assignment. All right, let's chat about our content from last week. One, I definitely think that you are going to want to have more specificity in your answers. Sometimes you would answer and I would give you full credit, but in the feedback box, I would let you know that that would not work, that would not fly on the exam. The more specificity, the better. I want to make sure that your answers are coming exactly from the reading. Also, some of you have started to request more time on quizzes, and I think that I can accommodate that. I want to make sure that you understand, though, that just like the exam, it is not considered an open or a take-home quiz. It's an open note quiz, but I have assumed that you have been reading the material, you have gone through the discussion boards, you have done all of the necessary information that you have, which means there may be a chance that you need to spot check an answer, but for the most part, you should be able to do those quizzes without your notes. And if you can't, what the quizzes are designed to do is tell you where you need to go back and kind of reread and revisit the content and the material. Also, make sure that you're checking out the prezzies and the lectures that I post with every unit. A lot of you, it's clear that you didn't necessarily post or, take a look at those prezzies, or at least take a look at them very carefully, because your reading was the only thing that you were using to answer the questions, and that showed me that you just didn't understand it as fully or as completely as you needed to. I saw some really good work on the discussion boards, though. In particular, if your answers weren't necessarily correct or you've been a little bit shy to chime in, you should take a look at your classmates' last name Hirsch and McCready to take a look at what they posted, not only because it'll help you learn the information better, but it's a good model of good discussion board posts. If you've noticed the last couple units, I've directly responded to everyone, but I probably won't be doing that in the upcoming units. I'll just be reading them, and then in these weekly videos, I'll be updating and clarifying information, but I probably won't be posting directly on everybody's. But at any time, you can email me if you have questions. Okay. The content that I'm the most concerned about for you guys are the rhetorical perspective. So remember that was in Cell Now. It was things like the feminist perspective, Marxist perspective, dramatism, narrative, and Neo-Aristotelian. And then in the Prezi, I fleshed those out a little bit more and I gave you key vocabulary words. Most of you knew the names of the rhetorical perspective, but you did not have the vocabulary. So you need to go back and take a look at that Prezi. Also, your understanding of the culture of cool and mainstream and counterculture is a little bit off. A lot of you had a pretty good understanding of what counterculture is, at least the definition. But where you would get off is that you need to remember that Thomas Frank argues that there really is no such thing as counterculture. Counterculture doesn't exist. It's impossible to actually achieve a status of being cool because cool is so fleeting. And you're probably never, much to our dismay, actually a special snowflake because most of the fashion that we take advantage of, most of the music we listen to, most of the books we read are being marketed to us from corporations. And those corporations may use cool hunters and other people that, make us feel that we are kind of on the cutting edge. But pretty much Thomas Frank argues that we are all dupes in this capitalist system. Also, most of you understood cultural literacy. The one error that I saw popping up sometimes was that you assume that cultural literacy is bad. Cultural literacy is actually a great thing. It's what gives us the tools to communicate with everybody in our culture. Now, faking cultural literacy is bad, but cultural literacy by definition is not bad. So if my advice to you would be to go back for sure and reread Frank, and go back and look at the Prezis for examples that you can use as you work through the material. On the test, if you've taken a look at the study guide, you already know this. I expect that you can define terms, but more importantly, I expect that you can provide examples and also work through examples that I give you on the exam. So it's really good to be able to start training your brain to do that now. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I look forward to chatting with you more. My office hours are Wednesday from 9 to 11, and as always, I'm available via email. I'll talk to you soon.